What's up, YouTube gamers? It's me, Superfly Rhino, and today we're going to talk about two subjects. One, Sony just made a new patent where you may be able to use household items, including fruit, as a new controller. And two, how do you value video games? So, let's get on the first subject. So, Sony passed a patent to where any object in your house, as long as it's non-luminous and passive, can be used as a controller. For example, a banana. Yeah, it's not the best looking banana, but it's the only one I had. But so how their patent goes is basically with this banana, you will be able to hold it up to the camera, let it check it out, and then you will be able to use press on it for certain button presses, things like that. It's a very interesting idea. I don't know the real practicality for it. I mean, they're even talking about using oranges in each hand, for motion controls, with driving a car, things like that. Other things are other household objects, and they're saying some games can even have it to where they already have the type of household object it is, say a cup or something, already pre-programmed into the game, so where it just checks it out, knows what it is, and you start playing on that item. Very interesting. I don't know how well that's going to do. I mean, I honestly don't know really the reason for it, to be truthful. Unless they're trying to find a different way of using motion controls. I mean, maybe holding two bananas as guns. I mean, I don't know. For VR especially, I could see that. I mean, controllers nowadays, the DualSense does everything. So I don't know what the purpose of this is, because you'll never be able to pull off everything the DualSense does on any kind of household object. If you haven't used a DualSense controller yet, I highly suggest just trying it out. I mean, it's a pretty cool controller. It's slowly becoming probably my favorite controller, just because of all the rumble technology, and the triggers are cool, and it has everything: touchpad, motion control. I mean, there's a headset basically built into it. You don't even need one. You can speak into it and hear people talking back to you. Really cool. But besides the point, half of these patents never really turn out to be anything at all. They just patent stuff because of really cool ideas that may or may not work. We'll see what comes with this one. So my next subject I'd like to talk about is video games, and where do you value them? Because game prices have gone up, and me and my friends have had some discussions about this. And I have a friend that's a Game Pass, just strictly Game Pass person. Loves the value of it, and I can't deny that. Game Pass is the best value in gaming. I mean, for $15 a month, you get Xbox Live, Game Pass, and EA access. It's a great deal. But they're limited to what they allow you to play. Me, as a gamer, I love to play a variety of games, and I want to play what I want to play at that time. For example, Sony's coming out with Returnal on Ratchet & Clank. Ratchet & Clank, I'm a huge fan of the series. $70, but I'll pay $70 for that because I love Ratchet & Clank. Returnal, not so much. I mean, it looks like a pretty neat game. Doesn't look like it's worth $70 to me. But then you got to understand, too, where you place value on it. For example, if I pay $70 and I get 10 hours, 20 hours of great gameplay out of that game, I think that's worth it. Some people might not. But then again, I also know that myself, I've gone to a football game, an NFL football game, paid over $100 for the ticket. Now, that football game from beginning to end is 3 hours long, including halftime. It's $100 for 3 hours of entertainment, which means that, $70 doesn't look too bad at that point. But it just depends on how much you value it. It's all in the eye of the beholder. So what you feel is right is right. It doesn't matter. My friend will not pay full price for games. That's okay. That's on him. That's totally cool. He's justified for that. So you can't really knock on things, except for one thing. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. This one's a little tough because this game came out on the Wii at $50. And now they're charging for an HD remake $60. So the game, an old game, has literally gone up in price on the re-release instead of usually the normal gone down in price. You can get Crash Bandicoot Collection for I think $30 now. And no, that's a few years old itself too, but that's besides the point. Just saying, I know they say there's a fresh new coat of paint on it. It really looks the same. I mean, there's a little bit clarity to it, but honestly, overall, it looks exactly the same. I mean, they did change the motion controls to where you could actually use the controller and the right stick to do your, sword tacking and stuff like that, which is cool. I mean, I beat it on the Wii with the motion control, so it didn't bother me, but I know there's a lot of people out there that were very frustrated by that. Understandable. To me, I'll still end up buying it for $60. I'm a huge Zelda nut, but I can understand why people are a little miffed about this. I can understand why, it's like, well, do I really want to pay $60, especially if you already own the Wii version? I mean, again, that's up to you. Nintendo games barely ever go on sale. It'll go on sale probably in a few years, maybe like $10 off, something like that, 20 at the most if you're lucky. And that's what you'll get, So it just depends on where you value your games, and that's all up to you. But I appreciate you watching this video. And guys, if it just takes a quick second, if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, all you gotta do is just a click away. Dislike the video, comment below. How do you feel about this? How do you feel the value of video games? And, what do you think of Sony's new patent? I'll talk to you guys later, and keep on gaming.